No, it's being stupid. Anyway, well, I'm gonna play the opener in a second. Hold on, please.
Gotta have the opener.
We can't do a show without the fucking opener.
I know, right? The opener's the best part.
LSU fan stuck a finger in my booty.
Hey, Edwin, since you're, I don't know, retired or shit. I mean,
yeah. Hold on, it's coming. Let's do it this way. It's brand new computer, so things are silly. So give me a second here. Let's see if this is gonna do the trick. Hopefully. Jibba jabba.
You shit in the
What's the name? The name of the show is Rob's Mad. Hold on. We're trying to be a professional show here. Hold on.
Welcome to Late Nights.
Clemson Nation, we represent all in.
Oh, bitch. Are you that stupid?
Yeah.
I'm going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
There you go. Welcome to CSF Late Nights. I'm Rob Sanders. I have a couple of co-hosts. We were discussing what the difference is between being Cajun and Creole. I learn something new every time I do this show, but thanks to the gentleman for basically helping me out with that. My wife had her own theory about it. I don't know if she's right, but yeah, is there a big difference between being Cajun and Creole? I don't know. We'll have to, it's just one of those things. So, all right. Well, there you go. I'm working on the soundbite portion of that thing because for some reason, stuff playing into my recorder doesn't work very well. I have to figure that out.
Was I the only one?
I do.
Was I the only one? It sounded like the sound was coming from underwater. Was it just me?
Yeah, it's stupid. I got to figure it out.
I was just checking. I want to make sure it wasn't me.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
That sounded clear, like it was coming from Dixieland.
Hey, I had some Georgia fans say this on my show today.
Kirby Smart's an idiot.
I swear, that's a Georgia fan that calls my show all the time, and he said this.
Kirby Smart's an idiot.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I mean, how often do you get a fan? No, he calls and rails me all the time, but he said on the show today,
Kirby Smart's an idiot.
I'm like, well, that's gonna come back to bite you. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Kirby Smart's an idiot.
We've got that forever. He won't be calling the show mocking me anymore because I'll be happy to tell him. What am I going to tell him? Well,
Kirby Smart's an idiot.
Kirby Smart's an idiot. I mean, you said he was an idiot, so
admitted it.
Yeah, you admitted that he's an idiot. Anyway, welcome into CSF Late Nights. Appreciate you guys joining the show. New members in the room there. Hopefully,
as a coaching analyst, after he's a two-time head coaching washout in the conference.
He can't.
Kirby Smart's an idiot. Kirby Smart's an idiot.
You know what? Yep. I'm going to add that to the opener. That's going to be. It has to go into the opener, don't you think? Yeah, Kirby Smart's an idiot. Yeah. Now watch Kirby Smart turn the dials, and Clemson loses by 50 to Georgia, and But you know me, even if that happens, I'm not going to punt. I'll play that shit forever.
Well, I mean, yes, he's still an idiot. I mean, the guy said it.
He still said it. Some Facebook user, we appreciate you over there. I can't tell what your name is, but you did say, I thought Kirby Smart is a human colostomy bag. I would not know if he catches a bag of shit or not, but he can suck a bag of dicks. I know that. The entire bag. Anyway, I've been so busy today. And by the way, the my weightlifting competition is this weekend.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's here. So I've got my singlet. Hold on, you guys talk for a second. I told you I'm not gonna put it on,
boy.
but I'll show it to you. I'll
Oh,
show it to you.
no.
Hold on, I'm gonna
No,
hold
you
on.
said
I
you were
thought you
gonna
were
put it
wearing it
on.
already.
I think if he wins, he has to show it next show. He has to put it on, wear it for the show, or maybe if he loses. What you think, Dave? Or we could have the
If
fans.
I
vote.
had a cool singlet, I would wear it on every show.
Yeah, well, go get you a cool singlet.
We'll see. I'm not sure that the CSF viewing audience is ready for such. Ooh. I'm not going to sit here like I'm all that because I'm.
What do you think, Mishi?
All right, so hold on. My wife actually bought these for me. All right, so this one's kind of cool. It's got like the look, it's like the Punisher logo. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
It is.
Got an American flag on the back. There you go.
I like
And
it.
then I got this and this one's just blue. This one's just blue. So I'm probably
Now,
gonna wear the Punisher one because
oh hell yeah! And you know what?
I'm savage.
I'm thinking they look a lot better when you hold them up than they will on you. I'm just thinking that.
What the? You know what? Here's a thought, Gnome. If we put you in my singlet, the thing would hit the floor. It's not like you could fill out my singlet. Come on now.
I'm pretty sure I can't.
I'm pretty sure you can't. You're a foot shorter than I am and probably weigh like 120 pounds less than I do. You can't fill it out. I could probably fit you and Chucky Fuckstick in my same singlet. And
No,
you guys
I'm
can
not
probably
getting that
walk
close. I'm
around.
not getting that close to fucking fuck stick. I think they have like mandates against that kind of stuff.
Oh, look, there's people calling the show. I wonder who this is going to be. By the way, you can call the show, 803-470-2905. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
What's up, y'all sexy bastards?
Hey, Andre, did you see my singlet, sir? Do you think I should wear the one with the Punisher or the blue one?
Oh,
Which one should I wear?
For sure, man.
The Punisher has to be the one to wear, right?
Yeah, but you got to get a picture of it, man, so we can auction it
No,
off to some ladies in this group.
Let me shit. Look, weightlifting competitions aren't for women, man. It's just for guys. Just guys talking about, hey, you're gonna pull that weight. It's not like women go to these things and they're like, hey, there's a guy over there. Let's see if he can lift heavy shit. Women aren't turned on by that shit.
I mean, even in the Olympics, I mean, the guy is all into the women's. So I mean, that's how we can go.
No, man. Look, and look, my wife was gonna go, but they're charging like $10 to get into this thing, and we don't want to waste the money. It's like you can spend $10. Like, no, seriously, you get 3 lifts, right? All right, so you get 3 lifts, and they don't give. I know I have to lift at some point throughout the day. I can't like tell her, hey, come at X time or whatever, because I don't know. So my wife's not going to sit there all day and pay $10 to waste her Saturday. I'm not going to do that. But here's the other thing. Saturday is also my anniversary. My wife is cool enough to let me go lift on my anniversary. That's when you got a winner, gentlemen. She's like,
plan for that night.
Yeah, well, she's probably like, great. If he's lifting, I don't have to deal with his stupid ass.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You should buy her a mani-pedi, let her go to the spa, and do y'all separate things.
Yeah, she is sitting over here on our couch, and she says, make sure to tell them. And she's right about, and maybe we should talk about this evening. She planned our wedding around football season. You know why? Because she's a damn good woman. If you get married during football season, you are dumb. That's all there is to it. You're dumb. I love the people. They're like, well, we're going to get married on a bye week. No, it's not going to be a bye week next year. Not on the same week. Come on, man.
Wait, time out.
Is always the same week.
I got married during football season.
Right.
And I predominantly planned my wedding out. Now, it was on a Sunday, not a Saturday. However, we had TVs at the reception.
Oh, God.
Wait. We
Look,
had
everyone's got it right. Good point. Turn in your man card.
In the church, we had groomsmen with headphones in announcing the score during the ceremony. Okay, I mean, we made it work.
You missed a football game for your wedding. Come on now. Your wife's a fine lady, but
football season is simple.
And to top it off,
you know what it says. You know what it says. If you get married during football season, the way to get around that is very simple. You just point blank tell them, I'm sorry, your wedding is just not as important as the football season.
Hey, and Rob, you know who's asked the Saints beat during my wedding ceremony?
I don't care.
It was the Green Bay Packers, just in case you cared.
Well, I mean, I still don't care.
No, that's when you do. That's when you tell your potential wife, your fiance, look, honey, it's just better weather during the spring.
When are you going to be marrying your fine girlfriend there, Andre? Let's put some pressure on you, sir.
We're not discussing that right now, man.
Why not? Because she watches the show. She seems like she's a nice lady. Well, you need to get with it.
Trouble, man.
Hey, Raven.
Hey, so I wanted to, by the way, just welcome all the new members in the group in here. I was talking with a Texas Shorthorn fan, and I guess he got all up in his feelings. So I challenged him to call in tonight and defend his Shorthorn's honor.
He won't.
I hope to hear from him.
No,
that's not going to happen.
They're scared.
I know that y'all moved on, but I'm just going to interject. You're all amateurs. See, I've been with my woman for 4 years, and she already knows we're never getting married.
Well, that's because she is she possibly your cover? You enjoy being that sloppy party bottom there.
Well,
you love it. You know you do.
Only for you, Rob. You're the only man that really starts.
You're the only one that comes on the show playing with a penis every week. Let's just be honest. Right there you go.
Right there.
I mean, I don't do that. That's not me. So there you go.
I'm comfortable with myself.
Exactly. No, but I think that I did read something the other day that apparently this fall, it's like 2 years worth of weddings are being basically jammed into everything because of the COVID. So people are going to be getting married quick to because hey, the COVID is in some eyes gone, but in some eyes not. Your wedding could end up being a super spreader. Congratulations. That's how you get out of it this year, guys. Andre doesn't want to get married and have a super spreader wedding. There you go, Andre. I just helped you out. You care about the vid.
I don't want to hurt nobody.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, do you have anything else that you would like to talk about this evening there, Andre? Would you there was something on. I was going to bring it up to you guys. The 247 Sports article saying LSU finishes third in the West. Are you buying that? Behind Texas A&M?
I think LSU is going to be better than advertised. Look, everybody's been poo-pooing this whole Max Johnson thing. I think it's going to be a really good thing. And I saw in the comments on a post I was commenting on earlier, and there was somebody talking about they're ranking the defensive backfields in the SEC, right? And LSU wasn't even mentioned. Of course, they were talking about, look at last year. Well, people don't realize the issues with the defense was Bo Pelini, and somebody put it up there, and they were right. They said the team quit on Bo Pelini, and they did. They didn't get
yeah, but let me be the devil's advocate here. Let me be the devil's advocate here. If they quit on Bo Pelini, okay, what happens if your new defensive coordinator gets out there and they kind of don't like what he's spinning? I'm just saying, if it happens, they've already shown they can quit once. Me personally, that's a culture problem, which goes back to your head coach. If they quit on Pelini, what's going to keep him from quitting on somebody else when times get tough? What happens if they go out there and they I don't know, Alabama runs roughshod over them again. They give up 45 points, which Alabama might score 45 points on a lot of folks. what happens if that happens and they decide, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna quit again?
So
Well, the beginning of the season, I mean, there wasn't much chemistry, anyways. They started out rough. It didn't take much last year to make them quit. It's just,
Well,
you know,
that's
the
well,
COVID
you
thing
can
and
just
moving a
look
lot of
at it from
people.
the perspective of Pelini had them in a zone when they should have been playing press man. I mean, I think that's fair to begin with, but
Pelini showed he don't know how many. My biggest thing with Pelini last year, everybody was praising him, right? And I was like,
mhm.
guys, he was good a long time ago. What says he can coach in his new college football? You know, the way the offenses are run now, they're not the way they were run back in the day. You know, you used to line up, you run down someone's throat. You know, and that was my criticism when he got hired. I'm like, I'm not out in the first place.
Hey,
You know,
can I
and
share
he
something
did.
with you guys? I want to share something with you, and you can tell me if I'm silly or not. I think I'm getting to the point now where I'm becoming an old man because when I watch a team line up with what Andre was just talking about, and basically the running back, the quarterback, the center, the two guards, and both tackles look at the defense and say, you know what, fuck you, we're going to run on you anyway. And they run a nice power play right up the middle, and the running back gets 12 yards. That does something for me. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck all this. Let's spread everything out and we'll run misdirection and we'll have these little 5'4" motherfuckers running around, like a bunch of damn gnats. Give me a 5'10" mug that's 225 pounds that'll slap his girlfriend for a yard. I'm one of those guys. Well, we can't really say that with LSU, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I miss that old school type of offense. I really do.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
If you do have it, you
It's
better
not.
have the defense to back it up.
The last remnant of that offense in the SEC was Les Miles.
Yeah, and his ass is fired now. I'm just saying, if a team lines up and does that,
No,
Clemson,
I would say Auburn.
yeah, with Bigsby, but look, Clemson will. There was a play like in Deshaun Watson's freshman year where Clemson had it 4th and 1 on the Florida State 46-yard line. They're down 3 points, right? And Sweeney decides to go for it. Clemson doesn't do anything unless it's in the shotgun. They don't have, or then they didn't have a jumbo package, the simple handoff to the fullback, whatever, to get you a yard. And they asked Chad Morris about it at the end of the game, and Morris goes, well, we don't run any of that. And the sad thing is that a lot of teams don't do that anymore. I kind of miss that. Let's get our big bull motherfuckers up there. And, if we can't get 1 yard, then we don't need to play anymore. If I can't give my tailback the ball and he doesn't get me 1 yard, then fuck him and his scholarship. That's how I look at it.
You'll still see that in the SEC. Alabama will line up on the 1 yard line in a jumbo package and stuff the ball down your throat. I mean, look at the running backs they've had recently.
Well, remember Clemson in the Clemson's first national title in the 2016 title. What did they? It was like fourth down and 2 from the 2. And what did they do? They ran a fucking pick play. It worked, but man, it would have been great to just no. We're better than you are. We're just going to line up and blow your ass off the ball. None of that. We don't have that
pretty
anymore.
Sure, Leonard Fournette did a little bit of that.
Well, like I said, Alabama.
No, Leonard Fournette ran a lot of. They got Fournette in space too, but just to be honest, I'm not saying Fournette's not a baller, but nobody really gets in space. Nobody really lines up anymore. And just nobody does that against Alabama.
That doesn't make you an old man. Like, I love that kind of football. It's like saying you don't enjoy a good pitching game. Like, I enjoy a 1-to-1, 2-to-1 baseball game and watching that pitching. That doesn't make you old.
Bill says he remembers the fridge on some goal line plays back in the day. Yeah. Well, and Clemson ended up putting in a package with some of their defensive linemen. That's pretty cool. But
I believe the fridge had like 2 carries in his whole career, like 2.
No, he had more than that.
But he
had 2 carries in the Super Bowl.
The 9-6 game with LSU Alabama, that defensive struggle. A lot of people said that was boring. I loved it because every single positive play counted. Every single one. Every single yard counted. I love defensive struggle, but you're not gonna see that no more.
Yeah, you're probably right.
11.
You're probably right.
Well, I'm gonna pause the phone, guys. I'm gonna let someone else call in. Roll Tide off a cliff.
Thanks, Andre. Appreciate it.
The problem with
anyway.
lining up and trying to run pass is that guys like Lane Kiffin, Sarkisian, and a bunch of other offensive coordinators figured out that teams are loading up with these big body guys, and they can run an up-tempo offense and wear them out by the third quarter, and then they're doing whatever they want to do because everybody's gassed. No substitutions.
And I get that, but I'm just saying you should have in your bag of offense, you should have a jumbo set. I mean, we can call it the 2-yard play. We need 2 yards. I'm gonna go run this play. Don't give a shit. That's what we're running. I mean, you should have that in your offense.
If you're an elite program, you should have that in your offense. I mean, come on.
You should, but we're not really picking teams that way anymore. Look at what the Denver Broncos did back in the day when they went with smaller offensive linemen that could pull and move their feet and block downfield. They ran all kinds of plays like that. And
everybody in Colorado's high though. They got a pot problem up there.
We're talking about Terrell Davis.
Oh yeah, this is back in the day. Back, who was the coach? Was it Schottenheimer?
I want to get my wife to do a show with us one night. We should get my wife to do a show with us one night because she might do all right. I might get my wife to do a show.
I think she should.
She says she's a sarcastic ass that deals with middle schoolers. She'll have us saying yes, ma'am by the end of the show.
Well, I guess we can never get David's
grown men.
We can never get David's wife to be on the show.
That's so bad. Damn it, no, that's not nice.
He's the one that said it, not me.
Maybe. Never mind. We won't go there either. Why are we so mean to each other? Why do we hit each other in the face so hard?
Fun.
It is fun. Let's see here. Edwin says she'd fit right in. Yeah, she would. She may not know as much about the game, but she would. As far as being a smart ass and holding her own, yeah, she would be all right.
I don't need any competition for.
I'd love to know what. I'd love to know what she said about what's the difference between Cajun and Creole.
Can I tell them what she said the difference is between Cajun and Creole? She said she thought the difference between being Cajun and Creole was whether or not you had what was the term? Yeah, you had African in you if you were Creole. I'm just telling you what she said. I don't know. Don't look at me like I'm stupid. I don't live down there.
No. There's some.
Oh, there's some truth to that. Okay. Dave's got some African in him.
New Orleans got a lot of Spanish history, but
Creole is more Haitian. Hey, by the way, you mentioned that my wife got her. She did the whole thing with her DNA swab, and Ancestry sent it back to her, and they just sent her back a note that just said "cracker." That's all it said. It just said "you are a cracker," and there was none of that shit. It just said "cracker." There was nothing like maybe you've got some Haitian. I mean, any of that. No, it's just it's basically like two Vikings got together and had a kid. And then that kid met another Viking kid, and then they came to Scotland and had another, had sex with another Scot kid, and then all of a sudden, eventually, you came out. It was just you are a cracker. It's basically what that boiled down to. She mine will probably come back like you're probably half ape, half idiot. Yeah, she says I'm more cracker than she is, even though one of us is tan and the other one's not.
Now you see, Ancestry.com Ancestry.com can say that, but if I say that, I get a 30-day mute for bullying me.
Andre says that means your wife would kick your ass. I don't look. There are very few people I want to fight with on the planet. I don't want to fight with my wife, but I don't want to get into a thing where her and I have to match wits with each other because she's smarter than I am. I ain't trying to deal with all that shit. If we ever get to a point where it's like, hey, you can write book reports, my wife's gonna win. Y'all are fucked. I don't even know your wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, best friends, what the fuck ever. I'm just saying, if it comes to book reports, we're winning. And I ain't gonna have to do shit but sit here and drink beer. That's just
cool
facts.
I'm cool.
Yeah. You can just sit there and watch. All right. So I'll give you a quick wife story. When we were dating, all right, we had this whole thing where my mother had this thing where she wanted us to do like a scavenger hunt, right? And I think it was on Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving Day? So it's Thanksgiving. It's the first Thanksgiving that we're together. Okay. So my mom's like, oh, we'll have the boys play against the girls. So there was this whole list of shit that you had to go out and get. It was like, take a picture with a drunk man and, take pictures with this, take pictures with that. All right. So they go out, right? Well, we're just like, fuck it. We're not doing that. We just sat on the couch and literally drank beer and watched TV. So they go out and get all these pictures. They came back, and it was the first time that my wife wanted to kill me because she walked in. Look, we got this one, this one, this one. I looked at her and goes, okay, you win. She was like, oh, she was so mad. What?
Fuck that.
It's absolutely true. I'm a horrible, at that time, I was a horrible boyfriend. Why she ended up marrying me after I did that shit to her, I don't know. Anyway, there you go with that.
Not because
803-470-2905. I guess I should put the number up here so people can call. That would probably help out. Let's see here. For example, banners.
Andre's got that shit programmed in his phone.
Oh, of course. Andre's on speed dial, man. Andre loves this show like fucking. Here we go. Look, I even have CSF Late Night call the show. 803-470-2905. I would say don't do that if you have a scavenger hunt. If don't do that because it's not nice.
Scavenger hunts are fun.
Yeah, she was.
Fun.
Huh?
Scavenger hunts are fun.
Yeah, well, you would have went with the women because as guys, we sat there and watched fucking TV, and then looked at all their pictures when they came back. And
then they could have taken a picture of me because I'd have been a drunk guy.
Oh, you could have been the drunk guy they got a picture with. Okay. That's pretty sad. Yeah, she said she got molested by the drunk guy in the bar, and that's my fault. It scarred her for life. Anyway, we were back to some football stuff. There was what is Miami's chances of beating Bama, and what would it take? Well, if Alabama doesn't show up, Miami's got a pretty good chance. Like, I mean, if the bus gets like hit by a car and they don't have an opportunity to, with all that, they have a chance.
I mean, as a fan of football in general,
please
it would be great to see the Hurricanes notch one up against the Tide. However, the Canes just aren't back to that level yet.
I think the three of us agree that an Alabama loss is a win for America.
Yes. It's like America's team or something. A losing Alabama team.
Any team that plays Alabama, that's America's team. I mean, Alabama is a communist shithole team with a coach that's 5'2" that is he's a great coach, but
however,
he wrote in on.
I've seen a few posts recently, especially with all the new membership of people saying nonsense, like a Miami fan saying how they're gonna whoop the dog snot out of Alabama, and I don't speak like an LSU fan. I speak like I don't know, someone that's watched sports, I don't know, in the last 20 years, and say, you're fucking drunk or on drugs, and they're like, oh, all of a sudden we got LSU fans sucking Alabama's dick. No, I'm not sucking Alabama's dick. I'm just saying, Alabama's whole first string bus, like Rob just said, probably first and second string bus is all going to have to crash for this to happen. I mean, come on.
Austin Riley hit a pair of doubles tonight. Braves win over the Reds 8-6. Fuck you, Cincinnati.
One game back.
Are they one game back, or like the Braves have been actually playing some? I mean, I don't think the Braves are going to win the World Series, but
Hey.
I enjoy in October watching the Braves play. I do. So
their pitching, their differential.
Actually, the Braves are a half game back.
Well, because they just won. They were one game back before the show started. But yes, their differential, their pitching has actually been dropping.
Well, here's the run differential for the Braves, and generally this all balances out. The Phillies are -10, Mets are -17, Washington's -40, Miami's -17. The Braves are +68.
That's right.
Generally, when your run differential is that good, you're going to win some games. Maybe they just had their shit at the beginning of the season, and they're going to get better now.
Dude, a month ago,
that's a fair statement, right?
A month ago, they were around. There was like no differential. I mean, because pitching was so bad, the offense has been good. The pitching was so bad. They are really building up on that.
Well, as I can put this out there, as long as the motherfucker, I mean, well, the Astros are cheaters. As long as they don't win, and as long as the Yankees don't make the playoffs, it's a good.
I just saw that. I was counting. They're in sixth place. So if it all holds, Yankees miss out on the playoffs. Fuck those guys. That makes me.
Tomorrow's a big day for Dave. You got the Field of Dreams game tomorrow, right, Dave?
It is.
Yeah, you guys are playing the Yankees tomorrow. So guess what? Tomorrow you are America's team.
That's right.
With that Yankee ass. There you go.
Because the Field of Dreams game is tomorrow and it features the White Sox, Joe Jackson has become a hot topic in sports circles recently. For those who don't know who Joe Jackson is, his nickname was Shoeless Joe Jackson. He played on the 1919 White Sox. He accepted a $5 grand.
You know where Joe Jackson is from, right? Everybody knows where Joe Jackson's from?
Is he from South Carolina?
He is from South Carolina, by God. We have Joe Jackson, and we left the Union early. Other than that, we're not worth a shit. But we do have those two things going for us.
So Joe Jackson accepted a $5,000 payment from a bookie to throw a World Series game. He hit 375 in that game, and the White Sox didn't lose it. Then he was banned for life by Major League Baseball. Ty Cobb, who's one of the greatest baseball players ever, called Joe Jackson the greatest outfielder in the history of the game. That is where triples went to die. 70 years Joe Jackson has been dead, and they will not induct him into the Hall of Fame. And they will not do it because Pete Rose is still alive, and they don't want to set the precedence that you could be inducted into the Hall of Fame posthumously.
Well, fuck whoever doesn't put Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame, because the whole thing, he was fucked so bad. They were talking about and I'm not trying to, I hate using this terminology, but Joe Jackson couldn't read. I mean, that's just as real as we can get, but they're talking about he was able to write letters and put this scam together behind the scenes and everything. And it's like, no, Joe Jackson couldn't read.
They should probably make movies about this guy.
They did.
They did.
I
was just kidding. You explaining to us, this whole story.
No, I mean, it's just I kind of studied up on Joe Jackson because he is a fellow South Carolinian, and yeah, I mean, he definitely got fucked. He really did.
All right, so
he did something illegal though, and that's why he's banned from baseball. Just like when Pete Rose bet on the Reds to win, it was illegal at the time to bet on baseball, so he was also banned for life. I just think it's a crap. So trust me, the Hall of Fame of baseball is filled with bigots and cheaters and all kinds of things. So
Ty Cobb actually killed black people. People don't really want to talk
Well,
about
all right.
that.
So here's something. I've talked about with some friends for years now, but it was legal at the time. Steroids were legal back in the 80s, or at least they didn't test for them. Ricky Henderson was on motherfucking steroids. He's in the Hall of Fame, but yet you got other people that
McGuire, Bonds, Clemens.
But you got other people that did far less, but they got this hard, like you cannot gamble, like Pete Rose, who was betting for his team. Nope, you broke the rules.
Do we really know he was betting for his team? I mean, and
You don't know.
You know, we don't really know for sure or not. And that's the thing. It's like he says that he did, but do you really believe Pete Rose? I mean, let's just
no.
I think on the field, Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame. But if you told me that I could sit and believe the shit that Pete Rose has said, oh, and if you're a gambling degenerate, which is what he's called himself, if you have the opportunity to, let's say, you're up 3-2 in the ninth inning, and you can bring in your closer or not bring in your closer, and you bet them beforehand.
Absolutely.
Of course you're going to do it. I mean, of course you're going to do it. So,
and so, what's the thought on? Because a lot of people have the argument that even before Bonds grew like 3 times in size, he would have been a Hall of Famer. Like
he would have
playing
been.
with the Pirates.
Well, I mean, I can buy into all of that, but
so does that matter? Do we get rid of all that other stuff because he would have been in the Hall of Fame? Roger Clemens would have been in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, well, this is where I'm absurdly childish. So this is where Dave is going to have to be the leaning balance of the show, because in my opinion, Barry Bonds, fuck him forever, because the whole thing of him beating Hank Aaron's record, no, not in my eyes, sir.
No,
Hank Aaron as the home run king. Barry Bonds can go fuck himself. Okay,
he would not have beat that record.
Barry Bonds doesn't need to be in the fucking Hall of Fame. He could suck a bag of dicks. Now I know if you told me now, Rob, be honest, should Barry Bonds be there? Yes, but on the other hand, when I think about it, in the steroid era, I think everybody was juicing, even if they weren't caught. And I've been around enough folks that and we mentioned the whole weightlifting thing. I don't do roids, but I've know people that do. And the reality is that you can do cycles, is what they call it, and you can beat the test. I mean, you really can. So the idea that certain people didn't do steroids, I'm just not buying. I mean, I'm not buying. Like my favorite baseball player of all time is Chipper Jones. Love Chipper Jones. But the whole thing, like there's talk behind the scenes that maybe Chipper did a little bit of stuff around his MVP year. The sad thing is that I didn't want to believe it. It would piss me off at the time. But the reality is, if you watch some of the balls that he hit in his MVP year, he was hitting fucking moonshots. I mean, and then he still hit homers, but not nearly as convincing as he did that year. So I think everybody was doing it, and they should be in. But Barry Bonds should still go fuck himself.
My problem with Bonds is how unapologetic he was about it. His excuse was that even if I did, it doesn't change things like hand-eye coordination. No, but it gives you power and lift. And maybe it doesn't help.
Homers is what got you into the conversation. You weren't like hitting triples and doubles and shit. That's
you beat
where the hand-eye coordination
record because you juiced. One of the most sacred records in all of sports. You beat it because you cheated.
Maybe the most sacred.
Wouldn't it be better? Like, wouldn't you feel better about Bonds if he just came out and said, "You know what? I did it. Yeah, I wanted to be the best ever. And you know what? I completely did it. I apologize to Hank Aaron. You didn't have to apologize to Hank Aaron. Just say, you know what? I wanted to be the best. I want to be the best power hitter ever. And that's the way that I could do it. And I put myself through it. And
It kind of made me feel better when Lance Armstrong finally came out
Yeah.
Huh?
And
Well,
usually-
Lance Armstrong, with the shit that Lance Armstrong was doing, though, holy shit with all of that.
the thing
I
about
mean, you kind of want to just like give him a fucking pass. The guy beat cancer, first of all, but the whole thing where he was basically just changing out his blood, for God's sake. Are you fucking kidding me?
And in a sport where everybody was fucking doping.
oh yeah,
Everybody.
Well, look, let's we'll put the question to you guys here, and you folks can take it in the chat room. If you were competing at that level, like I'm competing this weekend, and I'm going to be in a room with a bunch of motherfuckers that lift a lot of heavy shit. Okay, if you were competing in something like that, would you take some steroids? Would you do it? I couldn't do it. I do think as you get older, I take a testosterone supplement, but I think that that's because I do that because my doctor says to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to be taking like anabolics.
Anyway.
So you know what you're putting in your body?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as the anabolic shit, I'm not going to do that. I mean, and what do you possibly? I mean, what do you gain from all of that?
I really believe what started this conversation. Ricky Henderson was doing anabolic steroids and never got caught.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was a freak.
Now, I don't know if my favorite player ever did steroids. He was never accused. No one ever.
I don't like
Who's
the
your
Chip
favorite
Jones.
player? Frank Thomas? Is it Frank Thomas?
No.
Who's your favorite player? Who's your favorite player?
Joey
yeah.
Bell. Joey
Yeah.
Bell.
I got to watch, and my wife and I went to this game when Griffey was with the Reds. I got to watch Griffey Jr. and Chipper Jones play against each other. And Griffey hit a homer that game, and so did Chipper at Turner Field. And I'll never forget that. We were sitting down the first base line, and we got to see Griffey swing up close. Still the absolute most perfect swing that I've ever. I mean, it's just
the sweetest swing in baseball. So my argument is, yeah, Barry Bonds juiced and he took the home run record. But if Griffey Jr. would have been able to stay healthy his entire career, I think that's the home run leader.
So that's the thing. That's the thing, David.
600 and he was hurt.
And that's why Barry Bonds is bullshit, because fuck your eye-hand coordination. King Griffey Jr., if he would have been on steroids, would have come back from all these injuries a lot quicker, and he'd have had those fucking home runs. Except Barry Bonds was fucking juicing and didn't have to bother with injuries, because we all know what steroids does for recruiting or recouping with your body.
We keep saying steroids, but I think that Bonds was on HGH.
HGH, yeah.
He was on the cream.
Performance enhancing drugs.
But like I know guys that do anabolic stuff, and like they'll, and I've talked to a couple of them, and they'll like they're in their late 60s, I would say early 60s, and they're bench pressing like 400 pounds in their 60s, and I'm like, and I literally asked them, I'm like, well, what do you fucking benefit from that?
Well, they could bench press
400 years old. Well, the only thing what the fuck? By the time you're 60, the only thing you should be able to pick up is your grandkids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you imagine Edwin if Edwin were on steroids? That motherfucker. Edwin would be fucking fuckstick with a broom handle.
Well, Paul Mero came clean, Edwin, after he got caught. That's not like he just admitted that for the sake of admitting it.
Fuck him too. I don't know. The Barry Bonds thing really chaps my ass.
It does.
There's a guy that I wanted to do this bit. I didn't do it on the Rob and Kale show earlier, but we were talking about, there was something on 247 Sports about most hated teams ever, and I was thinking about most hated players ever, and I got into it with a couple of guys in the group yesterday.
Are we talking about any sport or just football?
Well, we were talking about with the Saints. And it was like, I have no use for Jameis Winston. Can't stand him. Okay. And, they did the whole movie about him, taking advantage of women and all that. And of course, the simpletons, the first thing they'll say is, well, you defend Deshaun Watson. No, I don't. But my thing with Jameis Winston is that, first of all, he's not a good quarterback. Let's be honest about that. But the other end of it too is that he's been in so much trouble and done so much stupid shit. You know, going to New Orleans was probably the best thing for him. But is there a player that you despise? I don't really. As far as like in the pros, I think the only players that I really despise. I mean, I don't really like Jameis Winston a lot, but as far as despise in the pros, I would have to say, man, I didn't like Troy Aikman.
I didn't like John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway though, you can't really hate him. He's got a fucking horse face. He's
He does.
he looks like his face looks like a horse. It really does.
I hated John Elway.
I can't remember the linebacker's name. I hated this linebacker.
What team?
He played for the Raiders and the Broncos.
Romanowski.
Yeah.
Bill Romanowski. I hated him.
Yeah, well, but Ndamukong Suh, Andre says, was a dirty player. I like Ndamukong Suh. I think you have to be a nasty motherfucker to play defensive line, in my opinion. So I don't have a problem with Ndamukong Suh.
I was hoping for a long time that the Saints would sign him.
Andre says LeBron is hated. I think the thing with LeBron is that he came after Michael Jordan, and everyone was, ESPN was shoving him down our throat as he's the next Jordan and blah, blah, blah. He made the mistake of, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, and then it was a shit show from there. He ended up mocking Dirk Nowitzki and lost to Dirk Nowitzki, who had the fucking flu.
Awesome. Fuck, I've never been so happy to watch a series. All 7 games or what?
They're over there mocking Dirk Nowitzki, and Dirk Nowitzki went out and beat the shit out of the fucking Heat with all those Hall of Famers. So, and then LeBron got into stuff where he was doing social issues and things like that. If you just look at some of the things he's done though about putting kids to college, and you can like some of that, but
what? That is good. You're right.
But on the other hand,
people shove him down my throat and act like playing in today's NBA is the same as playing in Michael Jordan's NBA. They're not.
Can you imagine if he tried to drive and do some of this shit where he drives to the basket on fucking Charles Oakley? Oakley would rape him at midcourt.
Patrick Ewing,
laugh about it.
Hakeem Olajuwon, Dennis Rodman.
Take it for what y'all want,
Bill Laimbeer.
y'all know where my heart's at, and it's Kobe Bryant. I couldn't stand the fact, because Jordan was gone when LeBron came. I couldn't stand the fact that they sat there and tried to tell me that LeBron was better than fucking Kobe. Fuck that. It's fucking dumb.
Well, and I think that the thing that gets me with LeBron too is that LeBron is the one player that I could think of that if LeBron wanted to be a tight end in football, he would have been an all-world tight end. If he wanted to be a soccer player, he would have been an all-world soccer player. He's the kind of athlete that if he trained properly, he could probably win the decathlon. I mean, God just gave that man. He's just gifted. I mean, that's just all there is to it. He's 6'8". He runs world-class speed, world-class hand-eye coordination. I mean, he's got all of that.
But that's always been my question. Is it about talent, or is it as much about talent, or is it as much about his body? His body.
Edwin says he couldn't hit a fucking baseball. You might be right about that, Edwin. I don't know. But as far as just being an athlete, he's a hell of an athlete. No. Respectfully, by the Arizona Fall League, Jordan was hitting close to 300. I think Jordan would have made the pros. I mean, White Sox normally suck a dick. He probably would have been up there playing in the outfield in September to sell tickets. I think he would have made the pros.
I think Allen Iverson had more skill than LeBron when it comes to basketball. Iverson doesn't have the body that fucking LeBron has.
Well,
Kobe, Jordan, both definitely had way more skill than LeBron. They just don't have the body.
I wouldn't say that they had more skill. What they had was mentality. They had the mentality to take you out in any way that they could. And those were two guys that, if you watch them, if the clock's winding down and they're down a basket, those are two guys that want the ball in their hands.
They're not going to pass it.
No, they're going to take the shot. And you could almost rely that they're going to. I mean, it's pretty reliable that those two guys, you are the two guys on the team that you want taking that shot.
If you tell me I have the choice of LeBron or Kobe taking the shot, I want Kobe all day today and twice on Sunday. So, just saying.
Kobe was the closest skill-wise and mentality-wise to MJ, but as far as just all-around ridiculous athleticism, I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody like LeBron.
Because of his body.
Because he's a ridiculous athlete, and he can actually play the game. He is the best player playing basketball right now.
I wouldn't say that. He's. I mean, with his age,
he's getting older now. You could make a case that Giannis is coming up, and there's other people. If AD could stay healthy, that would be a monster. But I mean, I can't remember a season where AD played every game.
Ron, you won't like this, but Rob won't like this, but I'll take fucking Durant.
I don't have a problem with Durant.
I thought you didn't like Durant.
No, I don't have a problem with Durant.
I take Durant over LeBron.
I mean, I'm a Russell Westbrook guy. I think Russell Westbrook is probably my favorite player to watch in the NBA because he leaves his fucking soul on the court. That's just my opinion. That motherfucker hates to lose.
Yes, but he's too much me.
It'll be interesting to see how he fits in with Bron and AD and that whole thing.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Yeah. All right, well, gentlemen, we've got I have to cut sports tonight, so we're right at an hour. Do you guys have something else you want to throw out before we leave the program here?
Anything about the rankings, football rankings? I mean, I like the fact that Louisiana.
I think that preseason rankings suck a horse dick, and none of those rankings are worth a shit.
I just argued with a friend about it, letting them know.
Here, look, we have a ton of LSU fans that watch this show. The 2019 LSU team was probably one of the best college football teams of all time. The preseason coaches poll, they were ranked 7th. There's all you need to know about the fucking rankings right there.
I don't think
you guys want to come at me with that.
Alabama.
Exactly. You want to come at me and say, "Oh, these rankings are worthwhile"? Quite possibly, one of the top 3 teams in the history of college football was ranked 7th in one of these in the first coaches poll of the season. If that tells you that's how you should look at it from now on. Just look at it from just that. We learn how great teams are as they play, not with what coaches tell you at the beginning of the season.
And I think
all that matters is the last one.
Oh, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Well, and hey, Auburn, Cam Newton's year was 19th to start that season. 19th.
And you know why they were 19th? They were 19th because of their defense with Nick Farley and all those guys. That's why they were 19th. They weren't nobody. They were like they didn't know who the fuck Cam Newton was. All they knew was that Cam Newton was Tim Tebow's backup, and he stole a laptop and threw it out of a window at Florida, and that's why he wasn't there anymore. That's all. That's all we knew about him. He went to junior college and was saved, and his dad was at church saving people and needed $500,000 to fix the church roof. That's all we really know about Cam Newton. Seriously, I mean, I'm being honest. And then they figured it out later on. So Edwin's right. Wait till week 5 before you put out any rankings. I agree. Completely agree with that. Completely agree. And here's something else too. And I talked about this the other day on my show. If you read, there are tons of people that put good stuff out there. There are tons of people that put bullshit out there. if you read somebody's schedule thing or somebody's projections and they tell you, well, X team plays 6 ranked teams this season, and they're telling you there's 6 ranked teams before the season starts, don't listen to them anymore. Don't click their shit. It is absolutely stupid because you don't know if those teams are going to be ranked or not.
The only
You don't.
sports publication I even pay attention to anymore, just because I can't stand bullshit, I need legitimacy, is BamaHammer.com.
Really?
I said that was great. I didn't laugh until the
it
end.
was so great. But no, I mean, it's like you read some of this stuff and it's like, my God, dude.
But
I'll read it and I'll literally say, some guy wrote this and actually thinks that people are going to value his opinion on that. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
But you asked,
fucking kidding me?
You asked the question earlier. I didn't get to answer it, but
Sure.
LSU is finished. Has picked to finish 3rd in the West. How the fuck do I know? You asked, what do we think? How the fuck do I know? Without playing a single fucking game.
You can make a projection on how you feel about who's returning, and that's fine. Do you think that you have more talent coming back than Ole Miss and Arkansas and all those other guys? You got 20 starters coming back.
Yep.
You know, that's the one line you hear about LSU. They got 20 starters coming back. Well, if just from the outside looking in, I don't want one of those motherfuckers that were playing defense last year. They look like 8 monkeys pumping a football. I mean, seriously, if you told me, oh, we got those guys back on the defense, really? I don't want any of those motherfuckers.
The defense is everybody talks about Eli Ricks and Derek Stingley Jr., and rightfully so. They're great cornerbacks. But what we don't have that we've had in the past few years,
a pass rusher.
We had pass rushers. We had Caleb Von Chase on. Michael Divinity could rush the passer. We had defensive tackles that could get after it.
You don't have anybody that can blow up some stuff in the middle at the line of scrimmage. You don't have that.
Who do we have right now? So, I mean, I don't know what people's expectations of the defense are.
How long can
we got the Clemson transfer. We'll see how that works out.
Mike Jones was, I don't know if we talked about Mike Jones on this show or not, but Mike Jones left Clemson because he could see the linebackers that were behind him in Simpson and Carter, the young man that's a freshman this year. And he said, I'm not better than those two. And I'm not going to unseat Skalski, who's ahead of me. So there you go with that. LSU fans thinking he's going to be great. I think he's going to be fine. But the reality is LSU fans that mock Skalski, he's not better than Skalski. So just putting that out there.
As just a fan of the game, I really enjoy watching Skalski play. I'm almost tempted to put up a prop bet with some bookie, just an over/under on how many games he gets ejected for targeting.
Well, he's not going to play the first half against Georgia. So because of the whole targeting in the college in the CFP semifinal, but we interviewed Skalski, and Skalski is a guy that you can tell he's got a little bit of a that little bit of a pop in him, and he likes to tackle people. You can definitely tell that. So
I mean, watching him play the position, it's awesome because he is that hard-nosed, hit you right in the mouth type linebacker, and we really don't. I mean, like his form tackling. I mean, you got to get the head up. You can't be looking at the ground. But when he hits somebody, I mean, his whole body is into it. He's not out there arm tackling people or grabbing feet. That dude is shoulder in the breadbasket, grabbing the legs. He hits well, and he's fun to watch. Just you just hope that he doesn't cost his team on a bad penalty and not being on the field, because the two biggest games I've seen him play, and he was ejected from both.
Yeah, Skalski. I think Skalski sings this song.
Blood rains down from an angry sky.
My cock rages on. My cock rages on.
Pretty much Skalski right there. That's kind of how I feel about him. He's just like, yeah, all right. That's pretty much what he does. So, I don't know. Edwin says his bubble's a little off center as a defensive coach. You gotta love that. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. His mentality is, I'm gonna kill the line, I'm gonna kill the running back, I'm gonna kill the quarterback. I can deal with all that. So I mean, but Mike Jones is going to be good. He was the one thing Clemson will miss with him is that he was Clemson's best coverage linebacker. He was better than Skalski in coverage.
We
So
need that.
as far as well, you guys need a lot of fucking that. But
Yeah.
as far as linebacker in coverage, he was outstanding. Now the other guys they think had the potential to be better, but as far as proven talent, he was the best. He was the best coverage linebacker that Clemson had.
I am
So-
interested to see. So LSU in this recruiting class, they got Mason Smith for the defensive line. I'm interested to see what he does in the middle of the defense because he's a big body that can apparently play the position. He was number 2 behind the kid from California that ended up at USC. What was his name?
Fucko one.
Sure. So
No,
we
that
got a good
guy
defensive
that
tackle.
went to Clemson that got God, I can't remember his name, but he went to Clemson and got like a tiger tattoo, and then went to LSU, and I remember everybody fighting about, oh, well, he's coming to LSU. Well, no, he's got Corey Foreman. Thank you, Edwin. And he decided to waste his life and go to fucking Southern Cal. He obviously doesn't value winning or an education. Man, I pissed somebody off the other day when they were talking about some kid or whatever, and it's they were like, oh man, this kid's coming here and he's gonna be great. And I'm like, well, we know a couple things about him. What's that? Well, he obviously has shitty parents if they're gonna let him go there. So he's gonna have issues there. And he obviously doesn't value winning because your team doesn't win. And I honestly think he can't get a good education there. So he's doesn't care about any of that. That was fucking livid with me.
I don't know about not getting a good education. There is a very famous alum from USC. His name is Will Ferrell. You may have heard of him.
He's awesome.
I don't think he graduated. Did he graduate from there?
I don't know, but he does go to the games.
OJ was awesome.
Yeah.
OJ.
Remember like in the Reggie Bush days where fucking Snoop Dogg's on the sidelines? They had Snoop Dogg and Will Ferrell and all these guys on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they kind of got away from all that. But if you go up to a Clemson game, you like the people on the sidelines are like, you know, I mean, we don't really have a lot of like famous alumni that went to Clemson, but it's so funny because whenever they have like who's gonna pick games, who's gonna pick games for Clemson when they do like game day up there, they got it right one time when they got Bill Murray to come pick games.
Yeah.
So Bill Murray goes up there and picks games, and he wore like a Piggly Wiggly T-shirt, which I thought was outstanding. But then the next time they got like the guy from the fucking Weather Channel, you know, I'm like, what the fuck?
LSU used to have Odell Beckham on the sidelines.
Used to until he started handing out cash.
No fucks for that. Audra says, at least go to Oregon if you want to go out on the West Coast. You want to have a shot to win. We're talking about winning what? Oh.
The Pac.
Look, in my opinion, especially now with the expansion of the SEC, where they're going to have Oklahoma and Texas, we should draw a line basically down the state of Texas, okay, and then have it go up and then jut over and come up, and you got to put Mizzou in the mix there, and then have it come down, and then like have West Virginia in it too, because fuck those goddamn couch burners. But basically just one big plot of land there that's college football. The rest of the fucking country just I'm not getting jacked up to watch Oregon play or Southern Cal, fucking Boise State. I ain't watching any of that shit. I'd rather get the clap than watch Boise State.
Well, and you know what? They thought a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago. Well, since they play so late on the West Coast, let's start putting some packed games at 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it still sucks. It still sucks. I still don't want to watch it.
Listen, the only time that I watch Pac-12 games is when I'm fucking hammered. Seriously, I'll watch Pac-12 games.
The TV's just on in the background.
Or I'm at like a Clemson tailgate or whatever, and like we still got the TV up because everybody's trying to get out, and we're like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna stay here and drink. We don't fucking. We're gonna watch the who's playing. We're watching San Diego State play the School for the Deaf and Blind. Seriously, that's what we're doing. We're watching that in the fucking parking lot at Clemson. That's the only time I watch those games. I'm watching that bullshit. Seriously, fuck all that shit, man. Can't get into all that.
I'll probably watch Boise State.
I'm not watching Boise State.
No, I mean before.
Why? Why would anybody want to watch Boise State?
I'll just watch Boise State before I give a fuck about watching UCLA play USC.
So you'd rather watch Boise State than a Pac-12 matchup? You'd rather watch Boise State and their big matchup every year with Air Force? Yeah. Or hey, let's watch that Boise State Wyoming game. Run that shit down.
BYU is going to beat them again.
Yeah, that Boise State. Let's watch them play the Mormons.
Yeah, I really
That's what I want to do.
It was a bad comment. I really don't give a fuck about Boise State or watching them or their baseball team that they don't have.
Jeez. I'd rather watch Dave play with his penis.
We watch that every week.
Every week.
Boise State. I ain't doing that. All right, well, gentlemen, next week on the show, we're 1 week closer to the start of the season. We're at week 0, getting close. Edwin says, how about your Lafayette boys heading to the Little League World Series again? Congratulations to those young men.
It's the third time. It's interesting.
Well, why don't you shave your beard there, that little bit of peach fuzz, shave your head, and then you'll be the fourth tallest guy on the team. You go up there and you can play.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know if Dave, you're familiar with was it 2-3 years ago Marrero, the team, where were they from?
Marrero.
Was it Marrero? But anyways,
Marrero, motherfucker.
I don't know if you're familiar with a team locally winning or going to the College World Series like that. But anyways, UL Lafayette back in the early 2010s, they had a couple College World Series teams. Those guys basically came from when Lafayette Little League made the the Little League World Series. 5 years later, they were all playing for the Raging Cajuns, and they took a team to the College World Series. So it is actually exciting to have this Little League squad do this, because these are the same guys, or at least half of them are probably going to play for UL in the next 5-6 years. So I like it. I don't know if these guys from Marrero are going to end up playing for Tulane or LSU or whoever. But
I mean, make no mistake about it. If any of them are worth their salt, they're going to end up at LSU.
Right.
I mean, if you've got your choice between playing for the Tigers or playing for the Cajuns, you're going to play for the Tigers.
Oh, I didn't say the Cajuns. I said Tulane.
Even still, if your choices are Tulane or LSU, you're playing for LSU.
If LSU wants you.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't know about y'all, but it is enjoyable watching not just Lafayette, but it's cool watching Little League World Series.
It's fun. There was a kid that was pitching yesterday. He's tall for his age. He looked like a little Randy Johnson out there. He was dealing.
You talking about for Lafayette?
What's their team colors?
Lafayette was blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, blue and white was what this kid was wearing.
Oh no, that he was from West Texas.
Yeah, this kid looked like a little Randy Johnson on the mound.
Yeah, well, in
Almost the same
fact,
delivery.
the commentators even compared him to Randy Johnson.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I didn't watch the game. I watched a highlight reel of the kid pitching. I was like, look at this dude.
Oh yeah. Lafayette had a 12-year-old pitching that was 6 feet tall. What the fuck? Anyways,
How the hell does that happen?
He goes through his windup, and by the time he gets his chest down to the catcher, he's pretty much, his hand is at the catcher's mitt.
what was his name? Danny Amanu or
Danny
something like
Almani.
that.
Almani.
I still remember this from 2001. Whatever. This dude was just cutting up. I forget what team he played for, but he was just cutting up. And then come to find out 2 months later, this motherfucker was cheating the whole time.
Yeah, he was like fucking 17 or some shit.
Had to shave every morning before the game.
That's some shit there. Texas started with Earl on the mound. Yeah, well, and the Texas football team would be better if they had some women playing for them.
She was good. She pitched 2 good innings. And then after that, she's catcher. She's a fucking catcher, and she's fucking. She looked good.
We played in the state tournament and then in the USSSA World Series, and the team from Bogalusa had a girl that played the pitcher position. It's still coach pitch at 8U, but the other team had a girl out there on playing defense, and she could hit.
Women can play. Oh, by the way, we're talking about that. Really, my final thing before we wrap up the show. This is something that's going to make people silly, and I don't know if everyone will agree with this or not. But in the Olympics, we took home 113 medals. 66 of them went to women. Yes. Why do you think 66 of them went to women? I'll tell you why. Title IX. Yes. That's exactly why 66 of them went to women.
Well, it's
because
not just
we built we built a system where girls can compete in college, and now it's coming home to roost. That's why we've got such great athletes that in the Olympics that are women. It's Title IX. I mean, we can say whatever we want. We could talk about how things are fucked up with, having different scholarships for football and everything else. But when we're cheering on Team USA, we won the Olympic medal title because of Title IX. That's an absolute fact. We can't even argue with it.
No, you're 100% correct. We're also well ahead of so many countries when it comes to what they did with women, right?
Yeah. But then I caught some grief about that the other day, But their thing is Title IX's not fair to blah blah blah. I don't even want to have that debate with you. I'm just saying, in the Olympics, we are worth a shit because of Title IX. If we didn't have Title IX, we would have been finishing probably 5th or 6th in the medal count.
We'd still be messing with all those other countries.
Our men aren't. I mean, this is just real. 66 of 113 medals. The women won, I think it was 65% of the medals. Thanks for playing, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
And the SEC had 42 goals.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to suck that SEC dick every show, don't you?
No, I want to punch somebody in the fucking face and tell him all about himself, but I can't because I have to be nice on Facebook. I'm going to get another 30-day ban.
Wait. What am I missing here on this?
I've never been banned on Facebook.
Well, that's because I don't know.
You're just average.
Fucking the HR lady.
My whole Facebook revolves around arguing with people, and I have never been banned.
Wait a minute. What happened? What were you trying to punch somebody about? Where you were talking about, man, I want to suck the SEC dick, and somebody got mad, or what?
No. Somebody else's post talking about SEC had 42 golds, USA had 37 golds, and China had 36 golds. And I'm like, wait, the math doesn't make any fucking sense. And let me explain it to you. The SEC doesn't actually have an Olympic team. I'm just telling you, the SEC had more gold medals than the USA and China. Well, yeah, I get that, but a lot of SEC people are for USA and other countries. So, what we double counting medals here? So we get credit.
I don't really count medals that aren't won by America. So if you have to suck that SEC dick and claim fucking medals from Jamaica, where or what the fuck ever, that's on you. I only like America. If you want to be a fucking communist, look at you wearing a red shirt, you communist bastard. What's wrong with you? Fucking red shirt motherfucker.
It does say communist.
You know what? I know what your job is. You're the guy that's over there that takes care of Putin's horse. That's what you do. Take care of Putin's fucking horse he runs around fucking on. No, you're not a jockey. Putin just lets you scoop up the horse shit and make sure that he can sit on that motherfucker without a shirt on.
The gold medal, pole vaulter for Sweden is from Lafayette, born and raised in Lafayette, but his mom is born in Sweden.
Then he chose to not represent the country where he lives in.
I know, and it pisses me off. It irritates the shit out of me. Fuck you! I don't care about you.
But guess what? He still goes to Lafayette. He goes to Lafayette where they put up with that shit. No, if I were the coach, I'd tell him to go fuck himself. You can't be on my team unless you represent America.
He actually goes to LSU, but fuck him. Fuck him. You chose to go to Sweden. I hope you break your neck on the fucking pole vault. I don't give a fuck.
Well, but he goes to LSU.
Americans played on the Israeli baseball team?
What's that?
I said, do you know how many Americans played on the Israeli baseball team?
Yeah, that's a good point too. How do we not win gold in baseball?
We lost to Japan.
But did you see the team we sent over there? We sent a bunch of old fucks. Seriously. So we sent like old motherfuckers over there. I'm like, of course we're gonna lose. We're sending a goddamn geriatric squad.
All of our best athletes don't play baseball.
No, our best baseball players are playing baseball for their major league team.
They're playing for the major league team. No, but think about it. If you had a major, if you let the major league guys play in the majors, you could theoretically, Freddie Freeman could play first base. Mike Trout would be in the outfield. He's American. Let's see here. Who else could we go with? As far as our pitching staff, who could we go with? We'd have a great team. We should win fucking everything. Edwin says they asked him to play. Get the fuck out of here. Edwin would probably play for fucking Nicaragua.
We did that. We did that whole fucking that World Series thing. The
World Series Classic or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Canada beat our ass.
No, I'm just saying if we sent our best, I think we'd be all right.
We would.
I think we'd be all right. We'd have to. Yeah. Is Aaron Judge American? I don't know if he's American or not. I thought Aaron Judge was like Puerto Rican. Yeah, this show's gone to shit. All I know is we'd have Freddie Freeman at first.
He's a Yankee. I don't give a fuck.
No, Freddie Freeman would be at first base, and then as far as our, I don't know, fuck the rest of the team. We'd be all right. Mike Trout would be in the outfield. There you go.
I think we would have the best pitching staff.
Right around that. Really, who would we have?
Pitching?
Yeah, who would pitch?
We could go with Kershaw. We can go with
Kershaw's fucking terrible.
No, Kershaw's not terrible. Old boy with the Mets. What's his name?
DeGrom. That sounds like a Frenchie. He goes to France. His name's French. Get the fuck out of here.
No, he's not from
France. He fucking play for us. I don't give a shit. His name sounds French. Get the hell out of here. Your name sounds French. You'll get to play on our American team. What an asshole I am.
Chris Sale. Good pitch.
Chris Sale would work. We could have Chris Sale, Freddie Freeman, and Mike Trout
Aaron knows.
Edwin says Judge is from Jackson, California. Well, that's a foreign country, sir. You just left from there. You should fucking know these things. So he can't fucking play for us. You're
Rizzo
in that
could play.
socialist fucking state, huh?
Rizzo could play.
Well, okay, I'd buy Rizzo. I'm trying to think who we.
Mikey Batso,
We're just gonna name a bunch of LSU players.
Alex Bregman.
Well, Alex Bregman would be a good one.
Huh?
Bregman would be a good one, yes.
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel could pitch.
Dallas Keuchel could pitch.
Door.
That's a good one too. I could buy that.
All
right. Well, we would have an All-American team that would actually be pretty good. So that I don't really have a problem with that. I think we'd be all right. So there you go with that.
The long and the short of it is when it comes to Olympic baseball, we don't care enough to send the best baseball players we have.
No, it's fucking shitty. So.
But we did jump on that basketball train. We were like, all right, we're not losing basketball anymore.
Oh, I think eventually we're going to get away from basketball. I think eventually the NBA guys aren't going to want to play. They're not going to give a shit.
I think it's getting harder and harder every year to get the best basketball players to play. I was surprised that.
You look at the team that we had this year. I mean, LeBron said his vagina was hurting, so he didn't play. But I mean, the team that you had there, I mean, Damian Lillard is fucking outstanding. Kevin Durant is outstanding. The second group though that they have with fucking JaVale McGee and the fucking backup point guard for San Antonio, Kelvin Johnson or whatever the hell his name is. Not saying he's not good. I'm just saying, fuck, when you compare them to some of the other teams, Jesus, the other American star teams, we can look at just the first dream team, but hell, look at the team after that. The one that had Anthony Hardaway and Shaq and Barkley and all those guys. We don't have after your first unit. That's why the Americans had so much problems in the tournament, in my opinion. That's why the Frenchies beat them. They had 2 7-footers. We couldn't match up with them in the paint.
We lost that one game.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously though, if you look back from 92 until now, I mean, they had the one bronze medal thing, but that was because they were talking about Mike Krzyzewski and the whole Duke thing was hindering the program, even though he eventually won. They won in spite of him. But that bronze medal team had more Duke players on it than anything. Had fucking Carlos Powell and whatever the fuck that guy. There's like 3 Duke players on the team. That'll fuck your fucking international stuff up.
Powell.
Fucking whatever the hell his name is. Carlos Boozer. Boozer was on that team.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck the other 2 Duke players kept us from winning a gold medal.
We did win 92 and 96.
Yeah, was there? Yeah, but the 92 team, Christian Laettner didn't. I mean, he suited up, but he didn't really play.
No.
Were there any other Duke players on that team? No, the 92 team, no. Because fuck Duke forever. Coach K looks like the fucking Count from Sesame Street with the clap. Fuck him too. See, this is the thing. You're down there in Louisiana, and I like Duke. You haven't lived here in the fucking ACC country where you had to deal with these cocksuckers where they're putting these guys through college, and half of them can't even fucking read. And yet they're out there and they're dominating an ACC play. And, certain teams like Wake Forest and Clemson, we're trying to do shit right and build actual young men. And these cocksuckers are going out there and giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars like they did with Zion Williamson and fucking cheating. Duke should be stripped of every fucking basketball title they have. They cheat worse. I mean, like Will Wade couldn't play at couldn't coach at Duke because he doesn't cheat enough. Seriously, he doesn't cheat enough. That's how much of a corrupt fucking shithole Duke is. North Carolina is the same way. If you have a degree in African American studies from North Carolina, I automatically think that you couldn't be the fry cook at McDonald's. They gave away degrees to motherfuckers who really couldn't read. Seriously. There are guys that have degrees from the University of North Carolina in African American studies that cannot read. And they're all up there sucking each other's dick up there in between Duke and North Carolina and all that shit. And you guys can like them from afar down there in Louisiana, but they fucking ruin college basketball. That's why Coach K and all those motherfuckers, they can die in a fire, and I will not shed a tear. Not one fucking tear. You want to know how great Coach K is? LeBron said, that's who I play for. That's all you need to know. LeBron's like, I don't went to Duke. Well, they went to Duke because they gave you money and you didn't have to be fucking smart. You go down there and get you a degree in a year and a half. Fucking get in there and do your thing. Fuck Duke forever. Damn Duke. Sucking asshole. I hope Clemson throat fucks them this year. I really do. I hope they miss the fucking tournament. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be the best thing ever if they fucking didn't make the tournament in fucking basketball in Coach K's final season, and he has to go out on a fucking the last game of the year is Wake Forest. Who's their last game of the year? Let's look at that really quick before we get out of here.
They missed the tournament last year.
No, he's coaching this year though.
Yeah, but they missed the tournament
last year. Let's see here. Wouldn't it be great? Here we go. We've got the schedule.
Yeah, it's going to be North Carolina. It's going to be North Carolina.
Is it the last game? Is it?
It's every year. Every single year, it's North Carolina.
Wouldn't it be great if at the end of the year, all right, so they don't have it all listed yet, but if the very last game of the year they're playing North Carolina and both teams are fucking, I don't know, 6-11 in conference play, and neither one of them are making the tournament. And we just, of course, we'll have the ESPN folks shoving it down our throat. This is the best rivalry ever. Fuck you for doing that too, you cocksuckers. No one watches that shit. I'd rather watch fucking Nick Saban lick Paul Feinbaum's fart box than watch one fucking second of Duke and North Carolina. Motherfuckers, they all can suck an asshole. And I mean that with every. I'm not joking. I'm not like no bullshit. They are fucking communist cocksuckers up there. Duke fans need to stay the fuck away from me. Seriously,
Nick Saban does not lick fart boxes. He gets his fart box licked.
I'd rather watch him try to lick his own fart box than watch 1 second of Duke basketball. I despise those motherfuckers. Absolutely despise them. I mean, it is that my hatred for them is so deep because I've seen firsthand how they legitimately cheat. I mean, cheat like fucking crazy. And I know everybody does it. No. They do it and they're arrogant about it. Fuck them forever. And North Carolina can suck a dick too. A fucking bag of slimy dicks. All of them. They all can fucking literally board up the campuses and burn it to the ground. Cocksuckers. There, that's how you end the show. You guys learned it yet? Y'all have a great night.
Have a good night.